Boulder's top stories this week. City, students, and neighbors work together to restore University Hill. Boulder releases the annual Climate Action Plan report. And council candidates share where they stand as election season approaches. Hi, I'm Natalie Wood. University Hill is an important part of both Boulder and CU culture, and last weekend, people from both communities came together to revitalize the area. Besides beautifying the hill, the event served as a way to build community relationships, pride, and improve livability. I stopped by the cleanup to see the volunteers' colorful efforts. It's a heavily used area by students, long-term residents, and business owners. And with all that use comes equal wear and tear. On September 24th, the University Hill community came together to plant flowers and paint over graffiti on College Avenue. The newly refurbished boulevard now serves as a beautified gateway to the neighborhood.
As people walk from the parking and residential area towards the hill, they were seeing pipes and just brown stucco, and so we're making it something that's more inviting and exciting.
University of Colorado art instructor Tyler Alpern led the mural painting on the alley wall of the old Flatiron Theater building. From CU art students to area children, the mural of the Flatirons has a splash of color from many different types of Hill residents.
Some are art students and some are all different kinds of majors, and then there are just some random passing by CU students. There are parents here today. There's faculty members who teach at the Libby Residential Academic Program here, and staff, and people who own some of the different businesses on the hill have come by, and they've put a few brush strokes on the wall. So it's all kinds of people have been here today who are part of the Hill community.
The volunteers also pitched in on transforming a highly visible dirt patch into a strip of planted flowers and vegetation. The Community and Campus ACT Coalition organized the gardening effort by pairing a student group with Hill community members and their families to plant. Tyler says the entire workday served as a way to make students who are generally short-term Hill residents more committed to the community.
By working on this project, they feel more invested in the hill, like they're a part of the hill. They have a stake in making it be a community, and they meet people who live here and raise children here for years, and the business owners, and rather than being at odds with one another, they sort of understand that they are friends, and they're sharing the space, and they're invested in the space because they've done something together to make it a special place.
Officials with CU and the City of Boulder say this was the first of many collaborative initiatives that will be taking place on University Hill over the next few years. The event was a great example of what can happen when the community works together. Starting on September 30th, the city will be trying another approach to setting high quality of life expectations on the Hill. Based on a recommendation from the Hill Ownership Group, the city is launching a pilot program that will test drive the possible creation of a high-density residential services district. The idea behind a district is that property owners could share in the costs and benefit from economies of scale for basic maintenance services like litter, graffiti, and snow removal in the high-density residential neighborhood adjacent to the Hill Commercial District. The end result could be lower overall expenses and a more coordinated approach to keeping the area clean. The pilot program will cover the area between 10th and 13th Streets and College and Pleasant Avenues, but the boundaries, services, and governance structure of a possible, more permanent district would be determined at a later date. The City of Boulder is partnering with a variety of sponsors to provide supervisory staff and funding for the temporary project. Students from the Restorative Justice Program will also be involved in the pilot by aiding in the larger projects. If, after the completion of the pilot program, there is support from property owners and residents to create a taxing district, the city will put the concept to a vote. The election, likely to occur in November 2012, would be limited to voters and property owners within the proposed district boundaries. A new report released by the City of Boulder details the progress and gives a frank assessment of the challenges the community faces in reducing Boulder's carbon emissions. The most recent yearly data available indicates that emissions were up slightly by 2.5% in 2010, compared with 2009. But the analysis also shows that without the measures taken in the Climate Action Plan, emissions in 2010 would have been 4.5% higher. That kind of an increase would have amounted to 85,000 metric tons of carbon dioxide equivalent being released into our air. Eliminating those emissions is comparable to taking more than 15,000 passenger vehicles off the road for 1 year. Climate Action Plan funded programs have had some of their greatest impact in the residential arena, where behavior changes and structural improvements have helped stabilize and, in some cases, decrease emissions. Rooftop solar installations increased by 30% over the past year, making Boulder the city with the highest rooftop solar per capita in the nation. Hydroelectric generation also increased by more than 8%, and Boulder community members' purchases of renewable energy credits increased by 26%. In addressing challenges, the report looks ahead both to some of the programs that were launched in early 2011 and to some of the larger issues that will need to be addressed as part of a continued community discussion in 2012 and beyond. The CAP report is issued annually to help voters understand where their tax dollars are being spent and what impact they are having. Boulder voters approved a climate action tax in 2006, making it the first community in the country to tax itself to lower greenhouse gas emissions. For a full copy of the report, visit the city's website. Election season is quickly approaching. This year, as in years past, Channel 8 has partnered with City Council candidates to produce videos that give them an opportunity to speak directly to voters. Each candidate was offered the opportunity to record a 3-minute video statement that captures their political views and plans as they run for council this fall. The videos provide an easy and accessible way to get a short summary of what each candidate stands for. The council candidate statements are available for viewing on Channel 8 or online through the November elections. In a town that sits at the foot of the mountains, you don't have to look far to find an avid mountain biker. And on October 1st, kids can experience the same joys and challenges of experienced outdoor athletes at Valmont Bike Park. The city is offering Take a Kid Mountain Biking Day from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., where families can go to the park for a free expo and mountain bike instruction. Kids and parents are invited to participate together in 50-minute instructional ride clinics at the 40-acre bike park. The Parks and Recreation Department says the event is an easy way to introduce children to a fun outdoor activity. Along with Parks and Rec, the event is hosted by Avid for Adventure and the Boulder Mountain Bike Alliance. Take a Kid Mountain Biking Day was initiated as part of the city's partnership with the Let's Move campaign, an initiative that is dedicated to solving childhood obesity in America. Online registration is required, and participants are asked to bring bicycles, helmets, and water. That's all the time we have for this week. You can connect with Inside Boulder News on Facebook by submitting news tips and questions. Just search for City of Boulder Channel 8. I'm Natalie Wood. Stick around for more Inside Boulder next.